This episode's a little bit different than usual in that I am interviewing Stacey from RealWorldAIP. I talk all about her journey with her, all the symptoms that she's had, things that she's done to try to cure them or to heal them in the past, and what has worked and what hasn't. And it's really interesting, so stay tuned. All right, so today I have a special treat for everyone. I have Stacey Venancio from RealWorldAIP here, and I know a lot of you are fans of her channel. I know I see a lot of you commenting on her stuff and vice versa, and you've all asked me to do some sort of collaboration with her. So I felt like today might be a good time to just start with maybe like an interview, just so we can get some background, understand, like I really like the inspirational stories and understand why people do AIP and that whole kind of thing. So welcome, Stacey.
For having me. Good to meet you finally.
I know, seriously, like we've never actually met each other. We talk to each other online, but so this is like kind of our meeting each other. Mm-hmm. I really want to keep this kind of informal, but I did write out some questions for her, which I gave to her in advance, so she's not going to get blindsided.
I just looked at them. Yeah, I just looked at it like 10 minutes ago. So it's very off the cuff.
But hopefully this will give you a good background on Stacey and her story and all that kind of stuff. But if you have any other additional questions after that, feel free to put them in the comments and we'll check them and see if we can get those answered as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start. So Stacey, what autoimmune disease or diseases do you have?
Celiac's the main one, and then Raynaud's. I did have inflammation or autoimmune-induced alopecia one time, where all of my hair fell out in big patches after like a really stressful few months. But I don't walk around and say I suffer from alopecia because it was a one-time thing. And then I also I have a lot of other stuff. Those are the main ones.
Like all of us, we have this like laundry list of things.
Yeah, I could just sit here and go on and for the whole hour.
Yeah, like sometimes they get diagnosis, sometimes they don't, right?
Well, yeah, I have self-diagnosis. I know I had eczema on my feet, on my leg, but it technically didn't get diagnosed. But I know, you know.
Totally get it. So going back to before you got any sort of diagnosis, like self or from a doctor or whatever, what symptoms were you experiencing?
So I had, for the longest time, this all started when I was 21. I was like pretty normal as, whatever. I could eat anything and, go out and drink and go out and get Chinese food, eat pizza and pop Advil and just, so I always thought for the longest time, it must have been those 3 rabies shots I had that set off my autoimmunity. And that was what I kind of placed the blame on. But the more I think of it and the more I learn, I'm pretty sure it was the food poisoning I got from eating at the Chinese restaurant after a night of drinking. Like, I don't know why I kind of overlooked that. But like, yeah, the more I'm learning, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's what triggered it. Maybe the vaccines had something I don't know. But so I was 21, had really, really, really awful food poisoning for days. I was like shaky and weak and like, just as bad as food poisoning can get. And then I just remember always being bloated. That was the first thing. I was always bloated and I had like serious motility issues, and I hate talking about trail habits. I hate it. So I hate it. I actually thought in advance, how will I word that so I can even get through it? But,
pooping.
No, I was not constipated. I had motility issues. So, that it was major. It was like I hated it. I was 21. I wanted to go out and look cute and wear cute dresses, and I was super skinny, and I wanted to go to the club, and I had this big bloated belly. I hated it. And I remember asking my roommate, like, what can I eat? How can I fix this? And she's like, eat some beans. So, I remember eating like a whole can of baked beans, and it was so much worse. It was just worse. So, anyway, yeah, that was like the beginning of the downward spiral, was the bloating. So, apparently something got wonky in my microbiome and led to, all the leaky gut and all the food intolerances and just all that mess. So, it's just kept spiraling. I tried to write this story out because I have a video of it, my story on my channel. but it's like,
Pointed
I
out.
tried to write it out. Link on the left, link left. That's how I remember, just point left. But yeah, so I was going to write it out because I was going to do a guest post for the Paleo Mom blog. And I talked to her, the lady that works for her. I don't know what her title is, but she's like, oh, it would be great if you could tell your story. I just couldn't. I couldn't sit there and write it out. First of all, it took like 20 hours. And what I was left with was a hour-long saga. It was so boring. I tried to read it to my boyfriend. It was so boring. He's like, I don't know what to do. I can't edit. I don't know what to edit. And so I just gave up. I'm not writing my story. I don't even like to talk about it a lot because I'm very like moving straight ahead, and you get what you focus on. And I'm not ill and I'm not a victim. I am strong and healthy now. And like, I don't want to dwell on all the things that were, but I'm happy to do it today. Maybe it'll help somebody.
That's
but
what
in general,
I think to help other people that may be in that same situation.
Yeah. So, once in a while I'll dive down that hole. But yeah. So I started with bloating. Anyway, but like, so I was 21. By age 23, I mean, this was so long ago. I'm 43. So, okay, 20 years ago, I'm like trying to remember all this stuff. And I have like my medical file I'm digging through. And so I used to tell people I was gluten-free since 2003. But no, I had an endoscopy in 1999, but I was already on a gluten-free diet. So they were, I don't know why they let me do it. You're supposed to eat gluten up until that. But I told them I'm on a gluten-free diet. I put myself on a gluten-free diet 20 years ago. That's how much, like, I spent all my free time at the library. There was no Google. I was sick and I wanted to go. I was at the library reading every book known to man, trying every diet known to man. And anyway, yeah, I was on a gluten-free diet, self-imposed, but I did the endoscopy and they found mild inflammation. And then I think it was 2003 when they did they found antigens towards gluten. Gliadin antigens in my blood. That was a couple of years later, but I was already eating gluten-free in 99. Like everything so that to me was like my diagnosis, the gliadin antibodies. I don't know if that's good enough. I don't know. Some people say you have to get an endoscopy while eating gluten. I'm not eating gluten.
No, I totally get it. Same thing here.
Yeah, they couldn't pay me. Well, maybe like, I'll eat some gluten for, $25,000. I'll eat some gluten. So really, it would cost that much. And then I would just prepare to not leave the house for 5 days. But for like $5,000, I'd be like, no way, get that out of my head. I'm eating that cake. So, yeah, I don't know. So I guess 1999, I was 23. So yeah, my 20s were ruined. Like they were just bad. Like I literally have to keep, like I can't even remember all the stuff that was wrong with me. I literally wrote it down for when I did my story video. I had to sit and think because I don't know if I try on purpose to forget or it's just been so long or I don't know. But I had to like sit and think like, okay, what else was wrong? What was it like back then? Because I want to tell my story and I don't know, I literally had to write it down. It's kind of like you go to apply for a job and you need to keep a list of dates and, for your resume because you don't remember all that stuff. But the celiac the gluten-free didn't help me. That wasn't enough. That was nothing. I have issues with all grains and whatever, but I don't know. I had cystic ovaries. I had all kinds of hormone problems. I was, always at the doctor for something. Mostly my increasing food intolerances. Like I would notice, like everything I ate made me sick. I'd get all red. I'd get like the beet red ears. I'd get hives or a lot of histamine stuff. I would react to things like olive oil. Like I must have had the most severely leaky gut known to man. Like everything I ate, like I don't know if salicylates, just every like chemical that's in food was reacting with my sad leaky gut and just causing havoc. And I was just like a ball of symptoms. Tired, moody, bloated, afraid to eat because it would make me sick, bad skin. I was on prescription acne medication. I had the keratosis pilaris, the chicken skin bumps. I healed that when I started eating liver. Literally, it was vitamin A deficiency. They just wanted to put me on the salicylic acid cream. like my feet, the bottoms of my feet were just like, I had scales and they would crack and it would hurt to walk. They were a mess. Like I couldn't wear flip-flops. That was, my aunt has the same thing. She just got diagnosed with eczema. She also has like lupus and stuff. So when I'm like, oh, and I'm asking her about hers and I'm like, that's what it is. Ah, okay, eczema. We'll add that to the list. I went to a lot of allergy specialists. They tested for food allergies, and like it was interesting. It was one of those alternative, medicine. It was like IgE and IgA, and it didn't really have a lot of antibodies towards food, just slightly to like cashews and pistachios, but nothing like major. It was like saying I was okay with dairy. I'm not okay with dairy. But then the one thing that stood out to me was like my overall level of IgE was like through the roof, like just so high IgE. And then I started seeing a functional medicine physician, and he did all kinds of testing. He did heavy metal testing. I had to collect my urine for a week. I had to bring a jug of urine to work. Luckily it was winters. I just left it outside the back door. Did you have to carry the jar of pee around? Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, he tested me for a lot of stuff. He kept giving me all these supplements to try. I've tried every supplement known to me. I don't trust supplements. My body reacts all wonky with supplements. I get weird headaches and just I don't even like a B12. I don't know. I react to weirdly, and it's not the binder and the pill. It's just all those things interconnected. When you speed up one pathway, you're overworking another one, or you're slowing down another one. It's all very intricate, and I don't know. I don't mess with it. I get my nutrition from food. I take like calcium, magnesium, but I don't go crazy with some of that at all. But anyway, he had me try like DHEA. He gave me all kinds of stuff. I don't even remember. In the end, he was like, oh, it seems like there's something with your nervous system or something, but just try to enjoy your life. Just try to enjoy your life. I'm like, oh, that's great. Actually, that's what I did. I took his advice. I was like, okay, I already had been keeping, because of my library research, I've been keeping lists of what I ate and lists of my symptoms, and I figured out, like, well, it was obvious. Like, and it was getting worse. Tomatoes and corn were just huge, like huge triggers. I knew, like, it's just so bad. And the last time I tested tomatoes, I was like laid out in bed with a really high fever and like heart palpitations and just like, I think I had a headache. I don't know. It was a long time ago, but it was bad. So I took his advice. I'm like, fine. I was on a gluten, corn, soy, and tomato free diet. I avoided those like the plague. And then I just coasted through 10 years with horrible digestion. I had terrible digestion, but I wasn't having hard stabbing migraines or, overwhelming fatigue. Well, I didn't have to work. My husband was paying the bills. So if I was tired, I took a nap. It was nice. But, yeah, I coasted well at that for 10 years. And then I guess I'm just like telling my whole life story without even asking questions.
It's okay.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, that's what led me up to AIP. That's the whole backstory anyway. Because that's my experience with doctors. I mean, yeah, allergist, functional medicine physician, going to the gynecologist, like, what's wrong with my hormones? Do I have endometriosis? I think I do. You don't understand how these cramps are. Like, I can't go to work. I'm going to lose my job. And they're like, oh, it looks like you have some ruptured cysts in there. Just take the pill. Always take the pills. I'm not taking the pill. I reacted horribly. Oh, God, you couldn't. No, I'm not taking. Oh, there's different doses. There's different formulas. We'll find what's right for you. No, I don't trust them. I don't know. The medical system failed me. It just failed me miserably. But at the same time, I know that there are good doctors out there, and we need them to do things like prescribe thyroid medication. So, I'm not like total anti. I hate doctors, but they failed me really badly.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, how many years of your life did you really kind of lose?
My 20s were ruined. I lost my 20s. I did not have a healthy, fun, happy 20s. And 30s were just like, okay, my digestion was horrendous, but I didn't have to work, so whatever. I just coasted.
Yeah.
Yeah. 20 years.
Still, it's like when you're 20 or in your 20s, you shouldn't have to worry about chronic medical problems like this. Like
No.
that, I mean, I don't think you should at any point in time, but especially.
I thought it was in my head. Like, one of them tried, oh, we're going to put you on a low dose of Prozac. I think they just felt like they were always patting me on the head. It's okay, little blondie. You're overreacting because you're a little tired. Get out. Like they really didn't care. They did not take me seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned this when I did the podcast with Eileen because this stands out to me so much. Like, I had Bell's palsy. That's when like it looks like you had a stroke, half of your face, facial paralysis, possibly from Lyme disease or something. I don't know. Anyway, I wake up, half my face has fallen down, so I go to the doctor. So that was the best experience I've ever had with a doctor in my entire life. Like, they took me seriously. I felt like they cared. I felt like they were listening, because I had to walk in with half my face down for them to hear me and believe me. I went to them for years and years. Like, you understand, my quality of life is horrible. Like, I have this. It's okay, honey, come or sleep. It's like, you literally need to walk in bleeding or something.
Mm-hmm.
Get taken seriously. I don't know. It was just maybe some people don't have that.
I mean, I hear from viewers, readers, clients every single day, same kind of stories. And like, I had the same thing for 10 years where they're like, yeah, whatever, just
You probably had to help yourself, right? You probably had to go out and go against them telling you, oh, food won't help you. There's nothing you can do. That's all, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but,
like
quackery.
Yes. Like, I couldn't think of it either.
Yeah, they don't, and there is a lot of quackery out there. So you have to be careful. Food is like, I think of food like, when you get a prescription, I don't know, they put you an antibiotic or something, which to take if you don't have to, but if you look at the insert in the package, it has these crazy diagrams with hectagons and they're all linked and all the chemical and how it's made. Food has the same thing. Food is the same. Food is doing the same thing in your body. Like, but people don't understand. They just can't wrap their head around it. They really can't understand. You just would have to, I guess, see for yourself.
It's easier to take a pill. I mean,
I think if they really truly understood, if they really believed it could help them as much or more than the pill, that they would try it, but they don't. They just don't believe it. They can't wrap their head around it. And I wish I was better at explaining it. Sometimes you have a point and you want so badly to get it across and you look like a lunatic. You look like a fanatic. So what do you do? It's sad. That saddens me. I don't know.
I get you. So, like, what led you to finally use food, like AIP, or just, you said you tried every diet under the sun.
I did back in my 20s. So back then it was Atkins. I tried Atkins after being vegetarian. So, for someone with motility issues, Atkins wasn't really the answer, but I felt better on that than I did being a vegetarian, because I was eating that like Ezekiel whole grain sprouted bread with all natural peanut butter. Like, I ate, no, I thought I was just doing what the library book said was healthy. And I did the zone diet, 40, 30, 30. Suzanne Summers had a book out. I did a summer-sized. And like, I wasn't trying to lose weight. I was never trying to lose weight. I was very thin, and everyone was always accusing me of having an eating disorder. Like, I really, that was so frustrating to me. I feel like it would have, I don't know. That was one of the most frustrating things, aside from people not believing, thinking you're just weird or you're hypochondriac or something. But then people thinking you have an eating disorder.
And you have this eating disorder because you're trying to get rid of your hypochondria. So.
Yeah, exactly. She's a real basket case.
Yeah. It's also real. That's the whole problem. Oh, it's so frustrating.
Yeah. But no, they promised health, fit for life, which kind of reminds me a little of Medical Medium. But I shudder. Anyway, what did they say? Oh, fit for life. You eat fruit, just fruit for the first half of the day, and then you do food combining, and you can't eat protein with carbs. I don't know. I did everything. I studied low blood sugar, and I mean, like I had blood sugar regulation, but that was just a symptom. That wasn't the root cause. I don't know, but yeah, I tried every diet that was available at the, Newport Public Library, Middletown Public Library. Oh, and I was always in the bookstore too. I lived at Walden Books. I was always right there. Zoom, how can I fix my health? So anyway, after Dr. Himmel told me to just relax and enjoy your life, I was like, well, what else is there for me to do? I've exhausted every single option. I've been to every specialist, so I'll just coast by. And I focused on, whatever I had a hobby business and I was very passionate about, and I focused on that. And then it wasn't until my husband and I split up that I was like, all right, I'm going to be dating. And it's time to do a little self work. And I need to do something about my digestion. It's just really horrible. It's just horrendous. And, I had other issues. I mean, I don't know. That was the main thing. And the tonsil. I had chronic tonsil problems. They wanted to take them out. All my life, it was just gross. I'm not going to go into detail, but I had just infected tonsils all the time. I used a lot of this mouthwash and stuff. I had to get in there with Q-tips. But I wasn't going to let them rip out my tonsils. I'm not into that. I don't do every surgery no. So yeah, I was always a huge dairy person. I loved dairy, and I didn't get any major headaches or anything horrible from it. But that was the one that disappeared when I finally cut out dairy. AIP got me to cut out dairy. That was tough. That was my toughest one. But then that went away. But I was, my main goal was to just fix my digestion so that I could just be a more normal, functional human, I guess. And so I guess I started Googling improve your digestion, why am I always bloated or whatever. And I must have landed on AIP. I was like, oh, this is interesting because I have autoimmune issues. And I was like, wow, tomatoes? Okay, well, yeah, tomatoes kill me. Wow, you can't have corn? That's cool because corn kills me. This sounds like it's tailored to me. It sounds like things are telling me not to have. So, but it was still hard for me to wrap my head around, okay, I don't touch tomatoes with a 10-foot pole, but I was still I loved banana peppers and crushed red pepper flakes. I loved those. I was eating those every day. And dairy. But yeah, that's what helped me, that was huge. Getting rid of the dairy and the nightshades, that made a huge difference, I'm sorry.
How long after you discovered AIP do you think that you went on it? Did it take you a while, or did you do it?
Oh, no, I didn't take it. Well, actually, for a while, I remember I was like, I'm going to do AIP, but I'm going to do, it irks me. Everybody does it. I was guilty too. I'm going to do AIP, but I'm not going to give up buckwheat, coffee, and vodka. That's not an autoimmune protocol. That's anything in your pie hole. That's not. You didn't customize it, just leave it all. But I was doing it too. I didn't want to give up my buckwheat bread. I made this amazing buckwheat, just a little flax as a binder, buckwheat bread. It was so good, and I didn't want to give it up. But most people are like, I don't want to give up pizza. I'm like, buckwheat bread. Weird. But I had been eating different for years. I think that's helped me a lot beyond AIP because I was already I don't need gluten, corn, soy, tomato. I couldn't eat at restaurants anyway for 10 years. I had 10 years of practice before AIP. But I don't even remember what your question was now because I just went off on a major tangent. What was your question?
Well, no, I was just trying to figure out when you started AIP, what brought you to it.
Oh, yeah, Google, which I guess might not bring me to it now because of whatever they're doing with their SEO.
Yeah, right.
DuckDuckGo, I guess, would have brought me to it.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing AIP? It's been a while, right?
I started it in November 2015. And I haven't had a ton of luck. I haven't tried reintros that I know are going to fail, that I know are just going to backfire. Mm-hmm. I've been daring. I tried egg yolk. Oh, that was another thing I haven't had in years is eggs. Or poultry. That's not AIP. That's just me, just me being weird. That's one of my weird personal things is that chicken gives me migraines. And I tested it over and over and over. And I'm tempted to test it again with a free range, no soy fat. But at the same time, I don't ever want to have a migraine like that again. And I'm like, whatever. I can eat beef. I'll be okay. I don't even need the chicken. It's not like whatever. It's not a superfood, I guess. But eggs, I wish I could eat eggs. I that's one thing I wish I could have. But I tried reintroducing egg yolk from my friend got it from a local farmer, but I'm pretty sure they probably fed them soy. I mean, because they all do. I don't even know where to get soy-free eggs. I don't know. Like it's in all the feed.
Yeah, there was one farm I went to that had it, but it was far away, and yeah.
I'd have to literally go so far out of my way, and it's probably gonna. I mean, if I can't even have chicken, then it's probably the eggs probably gonna bother me too. It's probably just like something just with me. But I tried the egg yolks, and I had a headache for a day, so you know. I tried ghee. At first, it was great. I loved it. I didn't have any problems with it. But then again, I never had any overt symptoms from dairy. But so, I'm putting butter on everything now. Ghee, clarified grass-fed butter, putting it on everything. It's so good, and I'm enjoying it. I started putting it in my coffee. Then I got on that train for a little while. I still put a little coconut oil because it tastes creamy, but but anyway. Then my tonsils came back, my infected tonsils. After a couple of weeks of loading myself with ghee, they came back. So,
that's interesting.
I'm sure I could tolerate it in small quantities here and there, but that's not how my personality works. I'm like, whoa, I can have ghee. I'm gonna eat ghee all day on everything every day. So,
yeah, I know how that goes. Like I'm the same way with beans. I can have beans like 1 to 2 times a month, and then if I have it more, then I start having issues as well. And so it's like, yeah. So
it's easier for me to not have it at all.
Yeah. It's often easier just to have that line in the sand.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Give it up completely. I have some is it A1 or A2? The casein that's less likely that's from Eastern European.
Yeah, I think it's 2.
It's I don't know. It's anyways yak. Down here. Well, it's the one. It's the good one. The one that is with Europe that it's not supposed to bother you. So I got pasture raised yak ghee that I haven't opened it. I haven't tried the crickets yet either.
If you missed that, Stacey did a video last week. So what? Cricket powder they're fed gluten and corn and soy, right?
Yeah. So there's one company just no gluten, but they still use soy.
Yeah, so they're using that. So you reacted to the cricket powder that you had gotten. So she bought her own crickets and made cricket powder. Have you had it yet?
What's that?
Have you had it yet?
No. It's in the fridge. Because, it's going to be a day or maybe I should do it at the end of the day. That way, if I get that stupid headache, I'll just go to bed. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to
eat crickets that you raised yourself and had to kill.
I don't feel bad for them. Like they're the best life any cricket ever had. But I bought 500 and I had about 50 left at the end because I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go through with it, and then they all just died of old age. But I have enough to do the test. I just don't want to get a headache, so I'm just putting it off.
She doesn't want to get a headache. I don't blame you. I don't want crickets. I'm not a cricket powder fan. I haven't ever had it, but the idea of it's like liver to me.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, you're better off making yourself eat liver than crickets, whatever, we'll live without them. I thought it was so cool, like, this alternative protein, because I wanted there's no good protein powders that I know. I don't know. I can't have collagen, and it's not a complete amino acid profile. I don't know. I just was like, wow, this could be the AIP protein powder, but no. It's impossible to get right now without the allergens in it, but maybe in the future.
No. Well, thanks for being a pioneering woman to try to figure that one out for us.
I just hope it doesn't. Yeah, I hope that. I don't know. I'll see how the reintro goes, and then I'll go from there. Maybe I was thinking of like having I don't know. I didn't want to raise them myself, but I was thinking, oh, maybe I can have a company, you know, do this special diet and then I'll sell the powder because I believe in the product, but no one has the capacity right now. I'm not going to be a cricket farmer. I toyed with the idea and I tried to as a sample, and I'm not interested in doing the farming. So.
So how long do you plan on just like doing AIP with your modifications for the rest of your life then?
Oh, yeah.
That works for you.
Oh, I mean, I don't miss anything. Like okay. Yeah, I'd like to, I don't even care anymore. It's been so long, I don't even care anymore. But like, I'm never going to reintroduce gluten. I have celiac. And like tomatoes, I don't think that's ever going to get, all the stage 4s, I'm not going to touch the stage 4. And I feel like I've used Chronometer and I know that my diet is balanced and I'm getting all the nutrients I need, all the vitamins, minerals, everything. And I've reintroduced some things, failed miserably at my other reintroductions. And I just feel like I found my custom diet. I'm just going to stay on it because I like the way I feel. I enjoy my food. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. So yeah, yay. I found my personal, well, I'm still customizing it. I just did the Viome microbiome test. And so I just got that back. I'm going to do a video on that. But then they tell you out of all the things you're eating, and that's cool because you pick like, they only talk about stuff you're actually eating. So you don't have to wade through lists of quinoa and pasta and stuff that's not even relevant to you, which is nice. But anyway, they take all the food you're currently eating and then they tell you which ones you should eat more of and which ones you should eat less of. So I'm starting a trial of that. I'm going to do that. So within my AIP basket of things I can have, customize it because I still have, that's like the one thing, like my microbiome is persnickety. It's easily tipped into just like SIBO C. Like I swing into that very easily, but like I'll be fine for a long periods of time, and then I start playing in the kitchen for a video, making something with too much starch in it or something, and then it all goes. So anyway, I'm excited to see. I don't know how that turns out, but yeah, as far I'll that's still AIP template. I'm going to be on that forever and ever and ever. I just might tweak it within that template.
Right. Well, that's what works for you.
Yeah.
Would you say that like all of your symptoms that you were suffering from in your 20s and 30s have gone? Or
I wish I felt like this in my 20s. I'm so mad because like now, yeah, I don't get headaches. Like I remember I was working with this girl, I don't know, this is probably a year ago now, but it was kind of recent. But she was like, I said something like, oh, I can't take Advil. She's like, oh my God, well, what do you take when you get headaches? I'm like, I don't get headaches. She's like, you don't get headaches? I'm like, no, I don't get headaches. Unless I eat commercially raised cricket powder. Other than that, I don't know, but I don't have, oh my gosh, like my hormonal issues are gone. I don't get cramps. It's just carry on, business as usual. My moods are stable. I'm not like, I was very moody in my 20s. That could have just been being 22, maybe getting older helped. I don't know, but my skin cleared up. I had horrible skin. Yeah, everything. What's funny is the last thing to clear up, and I think I've heard this before, the skin takes the longest to heal. Literally, this is the first summer that my feet aren't cracking and painful, and I don't have the eczema on my feet. So it took 3 years on AIP for my eczema on my feet to heal. It's a long time.
Your body needed the nutrients elsewhere, right?
I guess, but yeah, I can't believe it. Like I used to be like live in socks even in the summer because if I didn't have socks on, they would flare. And and yeah, my energy is good. I don't have just that fatigue, everything. The only thing is, I still have to baby I have to figure out perfectly how to weed and fertilize that internal garden in there. And then I think that like, that's the last key to like me feeling. But this is good enough. If I just felt like I do right now with no improvement ever, that's fine. I can live a happy, long life and no complaints. That's a big deal, a little bloating. I mean, probably nitpicking at this point. But
But that's awesome because that's through food, right? You said you don't take
No, I don't.
hardly any supplements or anything like that.
Very minimal supplements.
Yeah. So
food. It is just food.
Yeah.
It's a combination of what I'm not putting in my body, and then, you know, also making I make myself eat a lot of salmon and, you know, liver and shellfish and all that on purpose. And yeah, it's like, I don't know, I try to explain to people. It's very sad to me, like if I'm with someone I love and they don't feel well and they have autoimmune problems and I'm watching them eat all the things that I know is just making it worse, but I have to be quiet because I'm going to sound like some wacko fanatic if I even start talking. But I just feel like, you know, like I want to scream, you know, like all you got to do is this and it works. And no one believes you because they hear that from everybody about every stupid thing that doesn't work. So I don't know. I'm so glad that they're doing like the scientific studies now because I love that. Like at least I can, you know, people can wrap their heads around that. Like, look, in this study, 72% of the participants went into remission. It's better than drugs, so that helps. But yeah, just food fix, yeah, all that, just systemic ball of health problems. Yeah, I feel good.
Well, you're in a safe place here to shout it to the rooftops. We all agree, right? Or we're all, at least, you know, I think people that are watching this or at least are interested, maybe not quite convinced yet or trying it, but at least, you know, they're not
try it.
Really shut down.
I know it's hard to, but I wouldn't know. I don't know if someone had just said if someone had told me before, like now, like you will not have headaches, you won't have skin problems, you won't have this, I'd be like, shut up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Like, I don't even think I would have believed them. You know, it's not a quick fix, but I mean, it works.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I'm really glad it's worked for you. Yeah. With your laundry list of stuff.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to forget anything. Celiac alopecia, psoriasis, umparms, tonsillitis. Oh yeah, the sleep disorder. I still have that, but yeah, I got it all. I remember it.
That's why it's always important to write down everything so you remember.
I can't even remember, so I had so much wrong with me. But yeah, like celiac and Raynaud's, you know, and the Raynaud's. That's the one thing that hasn't been touched. That's like, I don't know. I mean, that could be nerve damage. I don't know, but I still have Raynaud's. Mm-hmm. You know, I can live with that. No big deal.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all I have. Do you have any other thoughts or advice or anything that you want to share with us?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, if you're on the fence about AIP, like, what do you have to lose? We're not selling you anything. Like, it's free. It's not a pill. It's not a shake. Those are the ones you need to mistrust. And I know it's hard because everybody all over is like selling this and this is the best and this is the best. But like, I don't know. Read up on the studies they're doing. There is proof now, and just try it. Just try it and try it the right way. Do the no foods, but do the yes foods too. Because you can't live on cassava chips and ground beef and say you're on AIP.
It's like half of it. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know. It's kind of like this dirty keto, you know, and you can have bacon and mayonnaise for 3 meals a day, or you can have a big green leafy salad with a salmon, and they're both keto.
Yeah.
And then so if you're on the dirty AIP, don't complain. You know, I thought, maybe it won't work, but, you do it like Dr. Sarah lays out, follow it the best of your ability, just, God, try it. Why wouldn't you try it? Because it could seriously, like, change your life. It sounds so cliche. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say.
All right. Well, where can we find you if we want to find out more?
So my website, RealWorldAIP.com, will lead you everywhere else. I started as a YouTuber. That's, really, I love doing YouTube videos. And I have a ton of them, but my website will kind of lead to all that, the videos or my Facebook page or Instagram and all that. It's all home base. So.
All right. And I'll link to all that below, so you can get that. I would link to it up here, but I can't. So I have to link to it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because she's not on my channel.
Well, yeah, link below then.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and joining all of us for this. It was delightful to talk to you and to finally meet you, and look forward to seeing more of your videos and everything like that. So
I love doing it, and I plan on keeping it up for. I don't know. Yeah, I love doing YouTube videos. Sometimes I wish I had more time, but I do love doing it. So
yeah.